We're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Making Food with Me. No, welcome to Living Raw by Grace presents Chunky Chili. 2 weeks ago, I talked about how amazing eggplant is for you and all of the cool things that it's doing in your body while you are eating from the inside out. All the healing and the repairing and the detoxifying that eggplant does. And then last week, I gave you a new recipe every day of the week so that you could try out raw eggplant in different dishes. It's a little weird, I know. Most raw vegetables kind of blow our minds a little bit, and eggplant's one of those big ones. Like, ooh, raw eggplant, huh? Yes, it's good, it's easy, it's delicious, it's amazing. You should try it. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to chop a bunch of vegetables and we're gonna marinate them. Now, the longer it marinates, the better it gets. So technically, when I'm making this for myself, I let it marinate for like a day and then I mix the two components together. But since I'm demonstrating this, I'm gonna just mix it all together and then let it sit for a day, and maybe you'll get better that way. Okay, so first things first, we have this lovely little eggplant. Now, I kept trying to find eggplants that were long and slender instead of big fat ones. They had some that were like this big around. Trying to find the thinnest, smallest diameter you can. The thinner they are, the fewer seeds they have, and usually the sweeter they are. Hard to find in America, though. In America, bigger is better. I think that's how we handle everything, including eggplants. So smaller is better. And those really little ones, if you go to a farmer's market, you can find a whole bunch of different varieties of eggplant. The little ones are even better. But so I went to Safeway, Fry's, one of the Safeway, I think, and I picked up a couple of these bad boys. I'm gonna cut one and demonstrate how to do it, and then I have another one that I've already cut, sliced, peeled, etc. that I'm gonna use to make baba ganoush later. Oh yeah. Okay, so first things first, we gotta cut this top off. Now, I tend to, see these little like leaf thingies? I tend to peel them off so I don't lose too much of the meat. So we're just gonna peel, see? Oh, it doesn't look as pretty. And then, let's see if I can angle this down so you can see a little better. I'm just gonna cut off the top, just a little tippy top. And then I'm gonna cut it into, I would say 1/4-inch rounds. Just cutting, cutting, cutting. The thinner the rounds, well, 1/4-inch, about that thickness. You guys like my henna? Huh? Isn't that cool? You guys know I do henna tattoos on everybody. I had a friend come over and we hennaed each other. It was very exciting to get henna from somebody else. Other than myself. So I am slicing. Can you guys see all these beautiful slices? All right, now I'm gonna peel. So peeling, I'm gonna make it look easy. Don't feel sad. You can do this too. So I'm slicing, and then just like you would peel an apple. You guys ever peeled an apple before? We're just going around and around and around and around. And voila, peel, peelless eggplant. Now, there's good stuff in the peel too, so sometimes I don't peel at all. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna peel a couple of these just so you get an idea of how to peel, and then I'm gonna leave the rest of the skin on, because the skin's good too. All right, so if you noticed, I cut a slit first, and then, sharp knife. And then I'm just gonna peel it around. Now, if you are like me and you peel towards your thumb, be careful. Don't hurt yourself. If you are amazing and have great knife skills and you're looking at me going, Haley, teach me. So here we go. One more, we'll cut one more. Now I'm doing this so you can see for yourself that it takes a second or two. Don't feel like it's taken you forever. All right, so I just peeled 3 of these slices. Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying watching. So I peeled 3 of these. The rest of them, I'm gonna leave the peel on because there's good stuff in the peel. And while the peel's a little on the chewy side, it's still good. And there's good stuff in there. There's amazing antioxidants in that peel that you desperately need. All right, so then I'm gonna take the rest of these and I'm going to dice them. In the chunky chili, I like really small pieces So I'm not a huge fan of the texture of eggplant. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. So I like to do relatively small chunks. Relatively small chunks. Little bitty ones. All right, so I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in here, because what you want to do is you want to freeze your eggplant and then thaw it. Now, the reason why I encourage people to freeze and then thaw and freeze and then thaw, which sometimes sounds a little weird, is because when you freeze it and then thaw it, it takes a little bit of the bitterness out. Eggplant has a little bitterness to it, which I don't notice that much, but I do notice the absence of it. So after I have thawed it, it's definitely a little nicer. That being said, there have been several occasions in which I went to make this recipe. I didn't have time to freeze and thaw ahead of time. And I just, marinated this right here. This. All right, so we're still chopping. Chopping. Make sure you have a good sharp knife. And you're going to freeze. I'm going to freeze these. Speaking of freezing things, I should probably take my frozen one out of the freezer. All right, so this one's going into the freezer. I'll just switch lids. And this one's going into the freezer. Let's take a look. So I peeled all of these because I don't know why I did that. I was just on a roll. Ever do that? Ever get lost in the peeling or the chopping or the dicing until you've diced more than you intended? Sometimes that happens. Okay, so we got some of these. Diced, peeled, chopped. And we've got some corn. All right, so let's move some things out of the way. I'm gonna marinate in this 9x9 casserole dish. You can marinate in anything. You can have a shallow bowl. You can have a reusable container. Sometimes it's nice being able to shake a marinade and get everything well coated. I like that a lot. So we're gonna take the eggplant and we're going to put it in here. There we go. See? Right when I said that, somebody did a wow emoji and it like floated across the screen. It was hilarious. Okay. And we got some corn. Corn should be in season right now. Corn should be cheap and readily available. You should be able to get it like 20 cents a head. It's October. Might be a little late for some of it, but it should be easy to find in almost any grocery store. Hi, Heidi. And so, so let me show you. There are lots of cool gadgets out there that you can decob a corn, take the corn off the cob. Honestly, it's just easy to cut off. So I am simply going to place it in whatever container I want it to fall into, because scooping it off the counter is a pain in the butt. And I am going to slice down one side. You guys can't see. All right, here, I'll try to do it this way. And then I'm going to slice down the next side. And the next side. Now, if you buy your corn in a can, it's been cooked. And it is no dekernel, right? I don't know what the word is. And it's been cooked. So if you buy it in a can, it's been cooked. If you buy it in a freezer bag, in the freezer section, it's been cooked. So if you really want all the amazing nutrition that corn has, should I talk about corn next week? What do you think? Buy the cob and dekernel. Savannah, I'm going with yours. Dekerneling, that's what we're going to talk about. So, let's see, can you see? So far I got corn on my phone. So we've got corn, we've got eggplant. All right, next, red onion. Anybody else get a little, I have to cut an onion. Let me show you how I do it without crying. All right, first, cutting the bottom off. I'm gonna use about half. So this part I don't need. Half. I'm gonna peel off that outer skin. I like red onion in this. Gives it a little color, because at the moment, this is a little bland. So, a little bit of color. Has anybody ever seen one of these? Any of my Pampered Chef salesmen out there? Anybody? Oh no. So I wear contacts and I cry like a baby when I cut these. I have to use this. So this is called a slap chop. I don't know, it probably has. I remember the infomercial slap chop, but I call it a slap chop. So what I'm gonna do, it's a little too big still. All right, so I'm gonna put a little piece inside my slap chop and go. And look at that, it's perfectly chopped and diced. And I have no tears. All right, it's going in there. Let's do another section. And another section. You can buy these almost anywhere. I have a Pampered Chef one someone gave me. Awesome. See, I'm really cheap and it's hard for me to spend money on things. And Pampered Chef makes great products, but they're expensive. So I love gifts. Christmas is coming up, anything from the Pampered Chef catalog. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Sheena. All right, we got some onions. Whew. All right, starting to make my nose itch a little bit. All right. So this, oh, it's gonna make me sneeze. It's gonna make me sneeze. So here's the vegetables for our chili. I know some of you are going, chili. Well, it meets my needs. It's chili to me, and it's delicious. Okay. The marinade is a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Like so. Lemon juice. Love this thing. Guys, remember how we talked about this last time? Remember to put your lemon upside down and give it a good squeeze. This is another good arm workout. Watch my muscles. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, such a big lemon. Got some lemon juice and some salt. So when we're working with salt, Himalayan salt is probably one of the pink salt. It's one of the best choices for you. There's lots of salt out there. There is no really bad salt. Table salt, aka iodized salt, isn't so great for your body. So that's one, if you want to stay away from it or completely get it out of your diet, that'd be best. But use whatever salt you got. I am using smoked salt today. Smoked salt, you said? Yes. So there's this lovely, amazing thing called mesquite smoked salt. I wish you could smell this. It smells like a campfire in a jar. So I'm going to use a little bit of this in this recipe to give my chili a smoky flavor. Now the fun thing about using smoked salt instead of smoke seasoning is there's no carcinogens. Yay! Smoked salt. All right, so then we're gonna take this and I'm just going to we'll stir it up. Get that marinade to break everything down. The longer this marinates, the softer the eggplant will be, the less harsh the onion will be. So again, the longer this marinates, the better. Of course, I'm not gonna let it marinate super long so we can make a final dish. Shayna says this is one of her favorite recipes. It's a good recipe. I haven't made this in so long, like probably a couple years. So, exciting. Oh, I forgot. We have mushrooms. That still goes in here too. I need a bigger casserole dish. All right, so I'm going to dice some mushrooms and add them to the mix. Can't believe I forgot those. See what I mean? It's been a couple years since I've made this. All right, dicing away. Sometimes I like to dice ahead of time and then just, you know, dump ingredients in the jar for you guys, but sometimes it helps to see how much time it takes to make a dish. That being said, when I'm making this on my own, I don't talk. So, okay, I rarely talk to myself. Usually, I make a dish and I'm done. This one's gonna take a little longer than most of my recipes. Already smells amazing. Woo! Yeah. Onion is potent. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Anybody have the recipe right in front of them? Anybody know how many mushrooms I'm supposed to put in there? I don't think it's all of them. But I'll do a couple more. All right. I think that's enough mushrooms. It's a very white dish. You see this? I feel like I should have gotten some brown mushrooms and that like tri-colored corn. Do they make that fresh? That'd be kind of cool in here too. I might put in some baby tomatoes as well because it's chili and it can always use more tomato. You see how I did that? See how I took my dish and went, ooh, you know what would be even better? When you do that with my dishes, it makes me so happy. So let me know what you go, ooh, you know what would make this even better? Tell me. I want to hear all of your ideas too, okay? All right, so now we're gonna make the sauce. The sauce, let me move this over a little bit so you can see me. The sauce, we're gonna be using sun-dried tomatoes. Now take a look, hi Catherine. Take a look at my sun-dried tomatoes. They are in a bag, they are loosely packed. Please, 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 do not buy or use the sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in oil in a jar. Don't use them. Get dry ones. Dry sun-dried tomatoes. They can be julienne, they can be halved, I don't care how you do it. Or you can dry your own. If you have a garden and you have way too many tomatoes, dry your own. But you want dry packed. The oil that they use to pack sun-dried tomatoes in is like the worst quality oil out there. And your tomatoes are gonna soak it up, and they usually have to throw a whole bunch of spices in there to make up for the fact that the oil's horrible. So dry pack sun-dried tomatoes for this recipe, okay? We're gonna do a cup. Whole thing. I'm gonna do a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna do some garlic. I'm using a couple cloves, and by a couple I mean 4 itty bitty little cloves. All right, we've got some oregano. You know, I just bought this. I don't think it's open yet. It's not open yet. Things that you are supposed to do before you start filming. You know what? Let me cheat. Die, seal. Taylor, I'm glad you could watch, dear. All right, so we got some oregano. We got some cumin. We got some cayenne. This is entirely up to you. If you love spicy, if you do not like spicy, and some cinnamon. Yes. And some water. Now, however thick you like your sauce will depend on how much water you use. So the recipe calls for a half a cup of water. You might need a full cup. You might only need a half a cup. I usually have a full cup on hand. Depends on how dry those sun-dried tomatoes are. I mean, if they're super dry, they're gonna need more water. So it's up to you. Water's the one thing that you can change the quantities of in my recipes, okay? All right, we're gonna blend it up. I showed you that sun-dried tomato when I held it up to the camera, I was thinking these are really dry. So I got extra water just in case, and I'm glad I did because I needed like 1.5 cups of water for this recipe. That's what the recipe calls for. So if you find yourself with a really thick sauce that's not blending, add more water. Sometimes sun-dried tomatoes are super liquidy. So here is the sauce of the chili. Now normally I would let this sit for a long period of time and then add this later. And just keep them separate so that this could take a long time to marinate. But for the sake of today, I'm going to mix the two. It smells amazing. Now if you notice, I didn't put any salt in the sauce recipe because there's already salt in the marinade recipe. So, and I also don't feel like I need a whole lot of salt. But if you eat this and go, ooh, need salt, add more salt. That's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. All right, so I'm folding the vegetables into the sauce. Now, when this recipe is called chunky chili, it's called chunky chili because there are so many vegetables. So it is a chunky chili. All right. And then I'm gonna get, here we go. There we go. My chunky chili. Tell me, doesn't that look amazing? Yeah? Oh, I need a spoon so I can eat it. Let me get a spoon. Chunky chili. Can you guys see how incredible this looks? Get a little bit of the eggplant, a little bit of the zucchini, no, not zucchini, the corn, a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of onion. This, guys. One of my favorite ways to eat eggplant. You don't even realize the eggplant's in there. Honestly, it just kind of melts into the amazingness that is right here. I'm serious, guys. So good. So good. Now, if there's a specific flavor that you're like, it's not chili without fill in the blank. If you want to throw some cooked beans in here, you won't hurt my feelings. If you wanted to throw in meat, yay, you're eating eggplant. You see what I'm saying here? So you picking up what I'm putting down? I want you to eat more vegetables. I want you to eat more eggplant. I want you to go and try this recipe. You watch me do it. It's not that hard. The most time-consuming thing is probably the dicing and the chopping of the eggplant and the corn and the mushrooms. But even that didn't take me very long. So I know you can do it too. So don't feel like, oh, Haley's recipes, I can't do them. Do them. Do them. Do them. And tell me about it. Take a picture. Share it with me. Post it on Facebook. Tag me in it. Let me know that you're making my recipes and you'll make my day. Makes me so happy. It really does. Like a smile on my face for the whole day. I brag about it to my husband. Somebody from Facebook made my recipe. So let me know, and I hope you make it. I hope it's as delicious as mine is, or even better. Thank you all for tuning in. I loved seeing all of your little faces pop up in the these people are watching. Hi Kim. Hi Abel. Hi Taylor. Hi Samantha. Hi everybody who watched. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and let me know what vegetable I should teach about next. Bye, guys.